Okay, you guys, so the first thing when I want to get printed on my DTF printer, I have the L1800. The first thing you want to do is cut on the main power switch, which is located behind the machine. So we'll go ahead and do that now. And then after that is started up, there is a power button behind my computer right here. So we'll go ahead and turn on the other power button. So after that power button stops blinking, I do want to go ahead and press on the online button, which is located on the side of the machine over here, but we'll wait till the power button stops blinking first. It'll be a steady green that lets you know that it is ready. So there's a steady green button now. Now we'll go ahead and press the online button on the side of the machine. On this side of the machine, you can't see, but it has 3 buttons. It has an online button and a backward and forward. The backward and forward is for your film. So if the film comes out too much, you can hit backward, or if you need to feed it a little bit further through, then you would just press the forward button. So after we have all of our power buttons on, we're going to go ahead and shake our inks. This is very important. This is something that wasn't told to me by the sales people who I purchased my machine from. And if you are more interested in learning on where I got my machine and that process, I do have a video that I will go ahead and put in the cards in the right hand corner. But in that video, I just tell you a little bit more about my buying process and my experience. So me learning about shaking the inks is just something that I learned from other creators who also have a DTF printer. So that is a crucial step to shake all of your inks, especially the white. So we'll go ahead and do that now. And the inks are located under this container here. You will have 5 ink containers. You have a blue, red, white, black, and yellow. So we'll go ahead and shake them. And I have been noticing some of my inks have been spilling out. I don't know if that's from me shaking it or what, but I have noticed that it starts to spill out in the bottom of this. If you also have this printer and you experience that issue, please leave a comment down below and help me understand why it made you that. And if you also have this printer and have any tips or recommendations, please drop those down below as well. So after we've shaken our inks, I like to open this to make sure that all of the inks are flowing through properly of these tubes. And sometimes the white doesn't always have a proper flow in. So if it's missing out of these tubes, what I like to do is take this syringe and just pull it through. So what you would do is take this apart, well, pull it out, and just insert it inside of here. And then you would just pull the syringe and pull the ink through, and hopefully it doesn't fly out of your hand, but you just want to pull a little bit through until the ink is flowing properly. And we will do the next one. Pull this out and just pull it through. And if you aren't familiar, it is recommended to print daily on this printer. And honestly, I don't always get to print every day simply because I do have a full-time job. So if you are considering purchasing a DTF printer, particularly this model, that is something that you do want to take into consideration, that printing daily is a recommendation just for the functionality of the printer and also the life of it. So after that is done, we'll go ahead and close this down. And the ink that I pulled through that, I just discarded. You can choose to put it back in the containers, but I have a fear of cross-contaminating the color, so I just discarded the ink. And next, you want to load your film. As you can see at the back, I do have a film roller, but I have experienced so many issues with the film feeder, so I just cut sheets out of it. So the next thing before you can print, of course, you have to load your film in. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. And you want to be sure to print on the side that has the scratchy surface. Okay, and after you have your film loaded, you will notice that there will be a blue light on the inside. That means that it's ready to go. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but if the light is red, that means that it is not ready for print. So once that's loaded in, the first thing that we need to do is, of course, perform a print head cleaning. The two steps that the manufacturer will recommend you do before printing will be a print head cleaning as well as an alignment print. So because I haven't printed in a while, I am going to run this print head cleaning quite a few times just to be sure that everything is functioning properly and that all of my inks will print the correct colors and not have any issues. So we'll go ahead and do that now. And I am using the software that they provided with the machine. It is called DTG RIP version 10.1. So we're just going to go ahead and perform that print head cleaning. And if you aren't familiar, you will need a Windows computer to run this software as well as to print on the computer. As you can see, my laptop is here to the left of the printer, and it comes with a flash drive that you use as well as a USB that is connected to the printer. So we already have that connected. So now it's going to begin performing the print head cleaning. Also, what I didn't mention is on the side here, there is a temperature gauge. They do have a recommended temperature for you to keep that on. I don't know how accurate it is. However, I just kind of leave it to where it is because I've noticed that even when I set it to a certain temperature, it doesn't always maintain that. So I don't even worry about that. Hopefully it doesn't affect the functions of the printer. So we'll just let this finish the print head cleaning before we can begin printing. Okay. So the first print head cleaning has completed, and how you will know that it is complete because the power button will have a steady green light. While it is still performing the clean, it will have a blinking green light. So we'll just reload our film and do the print head cleaning one other time before we begin printing. And I like to use the same piece of film because it doesn't actually print anything on it. So we just reload that same piece and begin to do the second print head. Okay, and the second print head cleaning is now done. The whole process takes about 4 minutes or so. So now we are ready to print. So to print, we're going to use this same piece of film because there's nothing on it and we don't like to waste. So we'll just reload this and begin printing. Okay, now that we have that loaded, we are ready to print. And you do want to make sure that your image is mirrored first. This is the image that we're going for right over here. It's a Christmas image. Can't really see it that well, but I'll show you all the finished results. Hopefully this prints out right the first time, but here goes nothing. And I do like to open it just to be sure that it is. This may take about 12 to 15 minutes to print out. So far, it appears to be printing out perfectly. I know it's kind of hard to see in the video, but it is appearing to print out pretty good. And here is the final image. So after the image has printed, you do want to go ahead and add your powder. So I have two powders. I have a black and a white. I particularly like to use the white simply because I've noticed on the black it kind of absorbs into the white and changes the color. So I just prefer to use the white adhesive powder. So we'll go ahead and powder our image now. And I like to store my powder in these Sterlite containers that I purchased from Walmart. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and begin to powder our image. And to do so, typically you want to wear gloves, but I'm out of gloves and I haven't purchased any more. So I like to have all the powder to one side. And then I put my image in, and if there's excess film, if it does have any excess film, I do like to cut that away first. So I just went ahead and cut away the excess of the film. So I then like to insert it, and you want to make sure that all the space is covered. So I take it and I pour it to the opposite side, and then we'll lift it up on the other end and just shake it back and forth. And again, make sure every part of the design is covered. And then I just shake away the excess. And it will have a very powdery finish. But here is the image. And the last step you want to do is to cure this. So I use my convection oven to cure it. So we'll go ahead and put the lid back on this and begin to cure it in our convection oven. Okay, so here is the final print after it has been cured. So I don't know if you can see that on camera or not, but it should have an orange peel effect. That's how you will know that it is fully cured. And now it is ready for the fun part, the pressing. So we're going to be pressing this on a t-shirt. Once I figure out what color shirt I want to go with, then I'll go ahead and press this. So I decided to use a gray shirt. So the first thing we're going to do is lint roll it. Then we will do our first press for about 5 to 10 seconds. And now we are ready to press our image. And we'll press for about 20 seconds. And these transfers are cool peel, so we'll wait for it to cool down first before peeling it. So I like to remove it from my press, and we'll give it about 30 seconds to 1 minute to cool down. Okay, it has now cooled down, so we'll just go ahead and peel it off. And now for the final press for about 5 to 10 seconds. And there it is.